Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in Summers Gymnasium in Mountainous, Dayton, Tennessee. I'm Grayson Whaley, bringing you the broadcast with my good friend and roommate, Camden Fuquay. Cam, it is a soggy one out there in Dayton, Tennessee, but hey, good thing. We're inside tonight.
Basketball weather is fine. It's kind of cold, rainy, Wednesday night. No place you'd rather be than Summers Gymnasium.
Yeah, no kidding. That is for sure. So here we are. We have an AAC matchup. That's the Appalachian Athletic Conference here in the NAIA. It's a matchup between your Bryan College Lions and the Point University Skyhawks. This should be a good one, Cam, and we have a few highlights as to why. But first, run me through the key players first for Bryan.
So we're looking at number 2, Gene Holmes, excellent ball handler, sees the floor very well, but he's also averaging a sneaky 12 points a game, shooting almost 50% from the field. Very smart where he takes his shots. Noah Molaski, 13 points a game, absolutely tearing it up from three-pointer, almost 40%. And a big one to look at for tonight, he's been back for 2 games, so the first one back at home is Ian Johnson, number 1. He's arguably the best shooter on the team, has been the past couple years, only averaging 9 points to this point in the season, but 3 or 4 games in, he's only played out of 10, 11.
Yeah, for him, this is still a really young season.
You better watch out. Yeah. If he gets hot, it's on.
Yeah, so Kim, you highlighted some players that we need to watch for. Trey Morrow's another one of those guys. I like to nickname him the filthy freshman. But what is it going to take for Bryan to come out of their home gym victorious?
You know, I think they're going to have to succeed offensively. We were both talking about this. These are 2 top 4 defensive teams in the conference. Points number 1. Points also very big. Their center is 6'11", which is no. I don't even know what I'm looking for now.
It's impressive.
It's impressive. Yeah. And Bryan, it's no doubt that Bryan knows how to handle it because they have been on the opposite side of that all year. They have been facing 6'11" guys, and they are not as tall as their other opponents, but they're just going to play offensively. They're going to have to find ways to get into the paint, kick the ball out to their shooters, because that's what they want to do. They want to shoot threes, and they want to take small shots, so then they're going to just find their playmakers.
Yeah, we're only about a minute away from announcements, which will be done by me here in just a moment, so let's run through the key players really quickly for Point University, Cam.
So who I'm looking at here is number 22, Jack Gray, 6'2", like a graduate senior. So he's averaging 12 points, shooting almost 37% from 3. And I want to highlight him because he's the only one starting that's a key player tonight that looks like to be a leading scorer. I mean, the other 2, Benjamin Ross, number 10, averaging almost 12. Number 11, R.J. Selman, averaging almost 13. And they're both averaging almost 5 rebounds a game. Looks like most of their production offensively is coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Looks like the coach for Point. It looks like he's just looking for the best defensive combination he can get, and he's just looking for his offense off the bench when he comes in. You know, bench points wins ball games a lot of the time. Whoever's got the deepest bench is going to win, and I think both teams do have a pretty deep bench.
Yeah, so just real quickly, run us through what's it going to take for Point to win this. You mentioned what's it going to take, so just run through that really quickly for us.
They're going to have to force turnovers. I know the last time we sat inside this gymnasium, I know that Bryan turned the ball over 20 times at least. I think that was the number, 20 to 21. They're going to turn defense into offense, but they're going to have to capitalize. They cannot get turnovers and not capitalize. Points off turnovers will be the number to look at for Point tonight if they're going to come out successful.
Yeah, I completely agree, and we're ready for announcements. I'm going to take you here to courtside. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bryan College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to Summers Gymnasium for tonight's men's basketball contest between Point University and your Bryan College Lions. As a member of the NAIA and the Appalachian Athletic Conference, we're committed to the true spirit of competition, embracing 5 core values: respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask that each of you abide by these values to help create a positive and competitive environment. Please enjoy tonight's contest. Now please rise for a word of prayer. Father God, thank you for this night. Thank you for this game of basketball. Thank you for the many blessings, your mercy and your grace that's new every morning. Lord, we just continue to lift up the Mines family as they deal with incredible loss here in the Bryan community. Just be with them and comfort them. Lord, I pray that you'd be with all the men out there playing this game of basketball, keep them safe, and help them do everything to your glory and your honor. We thank you most of all for your Son, Jesus, who redeems us for our sins. In Jesus' name, amen. remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. And now for our starting lineup. First, for point. Starting at guard from Lakeland, Florida, number 1, Jake Smith. Starting at guard from Cartersville, Georgia, number 4, Justice Hayes. Starting at guard from Salisbury, Indiana, number 14, Sam Reese. Starting at guard from Powder Springs, Georgia, number 22, Jack Gray. And starting at forward from Omaha, Nebraska, number 25, Javier Turner. And now get on your feet and put your hands together for your Bryan College Lions. Starting at guard from Chattanooga, Tennessee, number 1, Ian Johnson. Starting at guard from Nashville, Tennessee, number 2, Gene Holmes. Starting at forward from Alcoa, Tennessee, number 12, Nick Roberts. Starting at forward from Lebanon, Tennessee, number 22, Noah Molesky. And starting at forward from Scott County, Tennessee, number 32, Trey Morrow. The Lions are coached by Don Rutkowski and assisted by Gabe Johnson, Wes Stevener, and Dakota Murphy.
There we have it, Cameron. Lineups, announcements, and we're ready for the tip-off here. So we ran through all of our key players, and that's funny that you mentioned that as I kind of researched this game. Two of the leading scorers for point come off the bench, so that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
Sometimes, it's just a flow of the game thing for players like this. Maybe they could start, but they're more effective off the bench, kind of almost too antsy at the start.
Yeah, for sure. Nick Roberts just lets Javier Turner have the tip there. Number 1, Jake Smith is going to head things up at the point guard position tonight for Point University. We're going to swing it around the perimeter, a 3-ball from the corner. That catches the nylon. Quick start for Point. Justice Hayes there with that 3-pointer. Gene Holmes bringing it up the court. Ian Johnson back here on his home floor in Summers Gymnasium. Nick Roberts top of the key. Looks for the handoff, can't get it. There's Molesky now. Molesky dribbling around, looking for some space. Attacks the middle. Can't find anything. Only 6 on the shot clock. The 17-foot J, nothing.
Great shot.
But net. Both teams 100% so far from the field. Justice Hayes has it far side, going to look to swing it there. He has it, number 14, Sam Reese. Swing it around to Smith. Smith back to Hayes. The 3-ball once again. That one's off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound Johnson. Johnson taking up the 4. There's Morrow at the AAC logo for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound Turner. Smith up the floor now. Handoff, gets the screen from Turner. Swings it around the perimeter. Jack Gray driving now, looking for some space. Hayes has it in the corner. Pops it out. 3-ball, good, cashes in number 14, Sam Reese.
you're Bryan, that's one thing you can't do. You can't get beat to the middle and have everybody collapse and open up the three-point line.
Morrow has it far side near the logo. There's Johnson looking for some space to step back. He thinks about it. Now he's got to pass it. Roberts for three. Up. No good, long. Roberts struggling from the three-point land this year. Gray has it. Reese has it. Now swing it around. Smith here near side driving. The spin move. The shot. The bucket. Good. Johnson here on the near wing, swinging it around to Holmes. Holmes going to try to settle things down here for Bryan College. Catches the screen from Roberts. It doesn't help much. You're not going to get by Turner there down low, the 6'11" post player for point. Only 7 ticks on the shot clock. They're looking for something. Morrow, the fadeaway J, no good. Rebound point. Jake Smith taking it up the floor. The three ball from Reese, no good. Rebound, Mulaski. Morrow in the corner driving baseline, can't get by Turner. Long pass back out to the top. Mulaski has it. Mulaski going to have to get something going here for the Bryan offense. Morrow now to Holmes. Holmes driving. The lay, no good. Turner might have scared him there a little bit.
A little bit. Can't be intimidated. Can't be scared to get your shot blocked. That's for sure. Things just happen worse when that happens. You know, you got to go up strong with it. If it gets blocked, it gets blocked. So what?
Picked by Johnson there. Good steal defensively. Mulaski step back. He's going to take the three-pointer. Good.
He's feeling it early.
We talked about him earlier, nearly shooting 40% from three-point land.
Offense seems a little out of sorts here. Needs to get settled down. Mulaski's going to carry through, hopefully, while we figure out how to kind of attack this long point defense.
Swing it out. Three-pointer there by Gray. No good. Rebound Holmes. Good tip there by Mulaski to keep it out of the hands of Turner. Johnson here on the home side of the court. Good pass there to Morrow. Lays it in for two. Is that a pretty effective way to attack someone that outmatches you down low?
It is.
Try to sneak by him on the screen.
Yeah, slipping screens. Ball screens are also really good. Sometimes trying to force him to switch. That was a great move there by Jake Smith. Yeah, that was really smooth.
Morrow has it now. Far side, top of the key. Roberts. They tend to run the offense through Roberts on these possessions. Get the screen from Roberts. The three-pointer from Johnson, no good. Rebound Turner. Long pass up to Jake Smith. Smith with the move.
Charge.
Yep. You got it, and the ref got it down to baseline. A good defense shifting the speed over there from Gene Holmes.
Gene got there, beat him to the spot, and ran right through him. I'd like to see Bryan here settle down in the offense. I think the length and speed and size of points really getting to him. Seems really out of sorts. The ball's been a little stagnant. They're not really moving as much. But, I mean, don't look now. 5 minutes into the game. It's only a 3-point game. You know, it looked like for a second it was going to be kind of ugly.
Yeah. Well, they're already switching out their starters now. So the 6'11", Javier Turner is going to go to the bench. We're going to see some of those guys we highlighted earlier in this game.
Ooh, really risky.
Johnson looking to get by. A foul is called on the floor. The shot was good, but doesn't count for anything, so they're going to inbound it there at the baseline. Trey Morrow.
I'll be honest, Harrison, I don't know how you call that one on the floor.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering the same thing. Mulaski has it far side. Holmes. Good. Wide open three-pointer.
Almost too wide open.
Rebound Jake Smith. Taking up the floor quickly now. Selman kicks it out now. Another kick out to Jack Gray. The 17-foot jumper, good, cashes in. We see R.J. Selman checked in earlier. He's one of our key players for tonight's game. And Benjamin Ross also checked in. That was our other.
Both of them. Selman's got a whole line switch up.
Holmes driving, tries to draw the foul, doesn't get it. Wow, what a play. Man, that's just hustle points right there. This point offense is moving very quickly. Good pick there by Trey Morrow, though.
They want to play. They want to play fast. They want to get up and down. They have the athleticism advantage. They have the size advantage, and they want to utilize that. And I think that's why they're one of the best defensive teams in the country, is because they make their opponents uncomfortable. It's not necessarily they're so locked down on the defensive end. They're just very athletic, and they use their speed of how they play to affect the offense.
And it looks like there's going to be a dead ball here. It's going to try to get the shot clock all fixed. They have it now. I'll tell you, I've seen that refereeing games in this gym a lot, and he is always on top of that. It's just his specialty. He looks for that shot clock there.
Very important. Very important.
Selman has it, moving quickly toward the middle of the spin move. He's going to. I thought he drew a foul there from Holmes, but a traveling violation is going to be called.
It was almost a little out of control drive there. It wasn't bad, but that's a bailout call, honestly.
So Larry DA checked into the ball game. He's a fan favorite here at Bryan. DA has it. There's Johnson now, far side of the court. Mulaski looking for some space, trying to blow by the defender in the middle. DA in the corner. Might have had a step, but he's going to kick it out to Holmes. And Holmes draws the foul. He's going to have two. And I was almost held a little bit speechless there as I said the ball was called dead, but Ian Johnson almost put a dunk back in there. I was like, I didn't know that dude could jump like that.
No, he got up.
Caleb Grimes down at the scorer's table. He's going to be checking in here in just a moment. The first one for Holmes. Good. 3-point game with 13:24 remaining in the first half. The second one for Holmes. That one catches the nylon. Good. 1-point game now. Caleb Grimes subs in for his good buddy Gene Holmes. Did you know that they played 3 years of high school basketball together?
Did not know that.
Yeah.
They play very similar. Very, very smart basketball. Both handle the basketball very well. He walked.
He gets the bucket there. Good defense there by Career DA, but he scores on top of him nonetheless. Grimes up the floor. Now DA more top of the key. Looking for a back cut from Mulaski. It's just not there. DA in the corner, moving it toward the middle. There's Ian Johnson. Now Trey Morrow. No Mulaski, only 8 ticks on the shot clock. Going to have to move it here. The step back 20-footer. Good.
He is feeling it.
That was about as long of a two-pointer as you could have there. Selman has it here. Close to us. And now Taylor moving up the middle. It's poked away, juggling around there. Selman in the corner for three. No good, short. Caleb Grimes rebounds the basketball. Long pass up the court, outlet pass to Mulaski. Mulaski for three. No good. Rebound, Ian Johnson.
Great rebound. Bring it out, set it up.
Ian Johnson looking for DA down low. Career's fighting for it down there. Pokes it back out. They're going to reset things. The step back from Mulaski once again. Good!
Wow.
Man, this guy's money. Drives there by number 10, Benjamin Ross, a key player for tonight's game. That one's in. They extend the lead back to one, but not for long. Mulaski layup outlet pass there.
That might have been a smart timeout. That was on back-to-back ends. That was two just poor transition defense.
Yeah, I was going to say very uncharacteristic out of both of these teams. We mentioned earlier that Point, they have the number 1 defense in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Bryan, on the other hand, has the number 4. So, I mean, for both of those teams to give up plays like that is very uncharacteristic.
Right. And I think they're just tired, honestly. I think, they're just running up and down the floor. I mean, the Point's wanting to run. Bryan's kind of playing into that game, too, and they're ahead. So, I mean, if that's what Bryan wants to play, then let Bryan play that game with him as well. I wouldn't be surprised here soon especially if we see number 25, Javier Turner, come back in the game, is Bryan turned around and goes to some of these zones. I know that was the last few times I watched them play, they like to kind of mismatch the defenses, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them go a couple of zones, 1-3-1, some 3-2, just some matchups.
Just a minute ago they ran a zone, but the guy who has the ball in his hand, Benjamin Ross, scored when you thought he traveled, and he scored on top of Khalil DA.
Right.
Speaking of that, Ross is in the corner for three. No good. Rebound up and in for number 33, TJ Montgomery, just checked in for the Skyhawks.
And, to mention that, too, it'd be tough to play a zone against a team like Point. They want to get up and down the floor, and the best way to beat a zone is just to beat it down the court.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of tough.
Man, all up in its grill, Molaska decides to shoot anyway. Rebound Morrow, though. He's getting trapped in the corner, poked away by Jentrell Taylor, and it's going to remain the Lions' ball. Dolan Gale's in for the Lions, and Gene Holmes checks back in as well. Man, I was just sitting up here hoping that Gene Holmes would check back in and they'd keep Caleb Grimes out there. That was one of my favorite duos to watch when I'm up here broadcasting. Speaking of that, Gene Holmes drives by Taylor and scores.
So they're very fun to watch. Very fast, can both handle the ball, both shoot it, get to the hoop. And they're great passers too. That's one part of the game I think might go a little unnoticed by some. They're just really good passers. They make their teammates better at all times. So we had that jump.
Selman there, far side, 8 ticks on the shot clock, looking for some space. He has Benjamin Ross, and it's passed by the freshman Trey Morrow, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Great defense there by the Lions.
That plays right there. When you look in the stat book, you won't see. When you look in the box score, you will not see.
No, it's a good point. We talk about that, those things that happen in the game that don't show up on the stat sheet. Of course, the block there by Trey Morrow will.
It will. But the dive on the ball.
Yeah.
For Khalil, the constant pinball back and forth in there between Morrow and I think Gene Holmes was in there on it too. It's just that stuff is so important, and it won't come up in the stat sheet. He got fouled.
Yeah, Nick Roberts drives in and it's fouled by T.J. Montgomery down low. So he'll have 2 free ones at the charity stripe. 9:51 remaining in the first half. I'm going to be honest just for 1 second, Cam, with the listeners. We have struggled with audio all year long from the gym. We just got a new camera system that tracks the ball and tracks the score by itself, and it's great. However, we have not been able to figure out how to get the sound to not sound muffled when we're commentating. So it's just one of those things. Hang in there with us. Hopefully we'll figure it out here in the next coming weeks. But it is just, we got a new soundboard, and it's still just, so if you're wondering why it sounds like you're listening to AM radio, that's why. Roberts makes 1 of 2 there at the line.
Great hustle by Gales there to try to force that out of bounds, kind of make it a dead ball, get back, get set on defense, kind of get your wits under you. Go ahead and try to get a stop and extend this lead to 2 possessions here next after you get a stop right here. There's this matchup zone we're kind of talking about, going to the 1-3, almost like a 1-3-1, 1-1-3 kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they got a funky little zone set up defensively here. Selman wide open at the top. For 3, no good, short. Both of his shots have been short in this game. The floater there, that one's no good. Rebound Taylor. Taylor going to go up for it this time with the left hand. That one rattles home. The second chance buckets just cannot happen for the Lions to win this one.
No, and it's tough when you're outsized. But the big thing is that I know how that started. Molaski, wow.
Molaski is making this gym hot in here tonight.
The shooter, what I was going to say, the shooter has to be boxed out. The shooter getting his own rebound caused that all to happen.
Yeah.
So the shooter has to be boxed out. You can't leak out too early. I know you want to run, but the shooter doesn't need to be boxed out.
Good defense so far here from the Lions. Going to get it down to the big man, Turner, trapping him down low. Good movement there. Just didn't have anybody in the corner. Blows by the man and Looks like Taylor's going to throw it to nobody, trying to save the ball there. Number 14 made a really good move. Sam Reese, he started this ball game. Checked back in just a moment ago. They just couldn't get it to fall home. Gene Holmes bringing it up to court. Nick Roberts, top of the key, looking to the right. There's Mulaski. Dalen Gales now, top of the key, swinging it back. Nick Roberts slips out.
Good.
There's nobody home. Roberts scores the bucket down low.
When you got somebody that's hot, they have to almost not double, but they have to respect it. And then you have guys like that who Nick Roberts can score the basketball. He might not be on their scouting report to score the basketball that much, but he's going to hit those 10 out of 10 times, and he can make a living if Noah Mulaski hit the step backs, and he comes off a little screen and slips it like that. He can score 15, 20 points tonight just doing that right there.
Yeah, no, you're right. And only a 30-second timeout, so we're going to remain here. But, yeah, that's a good point, Cam, because it's one thing, and I wanted to mention that, it's one thing when somebody's hitting their shots. It's another thing when somebody's hitting their shots with someone in their grill like Mulaski has. All of his shots have been contested that he's hit. It's not like he's hitting wide-open threes or anything. This guy is on fire, and it's not been easy for him. No, and if you're Bryan, you still need to move the basketball around, play within the offense, because it's tough to hit those shots all night long, and I hope he does for his sake, for Bryan's sake. But you know they need to also still move the ball around, kind of share the wealth. But if he's hitting, I mean, hey, run it till the well runs dry. Yeah, no doubt. Looks like a spill on aisle 2 there. Going to try to get it mopped up near the NAI logo. Oh, did somebody fall over there, or did Tyler Erdman spill his drink? I would bank on Erd. You know, we've had trouble all year long with guys slipping out here on the floor, though. I don't know why that is necessarily, but even when nobody's falling, it seems like there's some slick spots on the floor or something. Denzel Taylor driving very strongly. Turner gets the rebound. Turner up for 2. Turner in for 2. Cuts the lead to 2 points. Roberts hobbling up the court, going to get the offense set up. Gales driving baseline is packed at the rim by Reese. Oh man, and Gene Holmes had the rebound and he tips it out right back to the hands of the point player. Nick Roberts is grimacing in pain down there. Sideline. Looks like he may have rolled his ankle or something. You know, if you're clear, DA here, you almost need to back off and kind of take a charge on number 3, Gentrell Taylor. He don't like he wants to do nothing but just put his shoulder down and drive. It's like a bull in a china shop, honestly. Yeah, you're right. You can see what he does here. Gentrell Taylor has it. They're trying to get it in from the 25 Turner. Long shot there. Going to be a 2-pointer. Long 2 there for Jack Gray. Scores all knotted up. Morrow has the top of the key. Gales now. Out to DA. DA driving toward the middle. He's going to pass it to Johnson. Packed by Turner down low. Of course, that's the benefit of having that kind of height down there. And I would have to bank again. Sam Reese with some moves. Out to Selman. Selman for 3. Good. 3-point lead for Point. Holmes to Johnson. Johnson to Morrow. Morrow to Gales. Gales to DA. DA at the logo. Gene Holmes driving, and a charge is going to be called on Holmes. R.J. Selman took the charge there. Good defensive play by him. We're going to look at the stat sheet here in just a moment, but for whatever reason, Cam, it feels like Point should be leading this game by like 10 points. Does it feel that way to you? I mean, I don't know if it's just been... I think the first couple minutes kind of made it seem like they were coming out to punch us in the mouth. But Bryan did a great job of recuperating and
and just kind of bouncing back and just not giving in. However, I think the
17-foot J there from Taylor, no good. Rebound Holmes. You can go ahead, Kim.
I think the athleticism, I think the speed and just the kind of style of basketball they play really makes you feel like they should be dominating the game. But in all reality, I feel like it's been pretty even so far throughout the whole game. I mean, I just think it's the way Point plays and it's the way they want to play. They've really controlled the tempo of this game, and I think that's why it might seem like that a little bit.
Point has the basketball after turnover from Gene Holmes. Selman from the 15-foot jumper, good. Can't do anything about that one. 5-point lead for the Skyhawks. Morrow has it, hand off to Ian Johnson. Johnson looking for Holmes. Holmes has it, but off of his leg, out of bounds. Skyhawks basketball.
Not a bad idea right there, but you know that's a tight window to put it through. Tough catch for Gene there.
Taylor has it. Tries to get to Reese. Picked off there by Ian Johnson. Johnson, the 3-ball. Good! The first 3 back in his home gym from injury. Couldn't come at a better time. Selman has it. Now over to Taylor. Picked off again. No. Point possession is being fought for down there. Selman now has it wide open, of course. Good. Man, it's just can't do really. You just really can't do nothing about that.
That's a blow. You got to come down here and you got to have a really good offensive possession. You can't have anything quick. Can't have anything. No, that's not a good shot. Got to find a good open look right here.
Morrow has the top of the key. There's Holmes. Holmes the crossover. The 12-foot jumper blocked by Reese. Rebound Morrow. Morrow with the fadeaway. Right move.
Oh, when he blocked, it was almost like a pass.
I think it was blocked by Reese there, but Selman has it there far side. Calling Reese to move out of the corner. Swinging it around the perimeter. There's Gray. The 17-foot jumper. Back rim, no good. Rebound Morrow. Morrow going to take it himself up the court. Slow things down here with just 4 minutes on the clock for the first half. Holmes takes the screen from Morrow. A foul is called, but it's going to be on the floor.
They're really finding some success here. I think they're running Turner on Morrow in the man-to-man, and they're putting through ball screens and they're switching. He's getting a mismatch, I think, with number 11, Selman on him, with Selman. And they're really trying to utilize that in the post the last 2 possessions at least.
Mulaski in the corner, trying to drive baseline. I'm telling you, this referee is all over the shot clock.
I'm sure he's kind of fed up down there with it. That's 3 or 4 times tonight.
I mean, I thought that was maybe the second time that's happened tonight. But regardless, if you're a referee, it's probably not what you'd like to be paying attention to. .353 remaining in the first half. To get things settled here, takes off 2 clicks from the shot clock. Inbounds it once again to Mulaski. Mulaski to Ian Johnson, the step back 20-footer. Good!
Great shot.
In the face of number 14, Sam Reese. 1-point game now. Jake Smith back in this contest. Jack Gray finds the big man down low. They're going to swing it around the perimeter. Reese down to Taylor. Taylor out to Jack Gray. Jack Gray for 3. In and out. Rebound. No good. The big man can't get it to fall. Turner. It's batted out of bounds. Going to be Lions basketball. Holmes bringing it up the court now for the Lions. Going to run it through Morrow, top of the key. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson for 3. Good! He spilled it out there. 2-point game now in Bryan favor. 34-32. 2:50 on the clock. The big man trying to work D.A. He works him, but good defense by D.A. Rebounds his own shot, and that one is in.
Early in the game, you saw Point was really okay with settling for jump shots, settling for threes. Now they're really trying to get about the mismatches inside with number 25 Turner and trying to exploit and get his back to the basket and get into him on the block.
There's Gene Holmes. What a move. Blows by Javier Turner.
He is very savvy about where and when he's going to take his looks and his shots. And he can get to any spot on the court because he can handle the ball so well.
Jake Smith out to Reese. Reese gets to the big man down there. They're going to try to trap. Doing a good job, but he finds the open man. When you're trapping, there's always somebody open. And it happened to be Jake Smith that time. That one's good for two. And Ian Johnson's going to let that one go out of bounds as he tried to catch it one-handed there on the near sideline. You know, Peyton Manning's my all-time favorite player in the NFL. And he's known for telling his receivers, catch the ball with two hands. If Peyton Manning was out there, he'd be telling Ian Johnson that right now. Reese has the top of the key. Good defense by Bryan. It's all knotted up at 36, a minute 40 in the game. A foul is going to be called on Trey Morrow. It'll be a shooting foul, so Jack Gray will get 2 shots at the line to try to make this a 2-point game. Glares the back rim. The shot is up. The shot is good. 37-36 now for the Skyhawks. The second shot for Jack Gray. This one's up, and this one is good. Tickling the twine on the way down. Gene Holmes bringing it up the court. 2-point game. A minute and a half remaining. Ian Johnson, the spin move. The shot, the floater, the bucket. What a shot by Ian Johnson.
Great shot.
38-38. All knotted up once again, back and forth. Both heavyweights throwing their best. Reese has it top of the key. There's Taylor. Taylor the handoff. Shot's no good, and Taylor has it stripped away by Holmes, but Holmes is standing on the out-of-bounds line when he does so it's going to be point possession.
You know, Bryan tonight, they've out-hustled Point. They've out-hustled them big time, and I think Point's athleticism has really bailed them out. But
great inbound play there from Point.
Point's athleticism really has bailed them out, and that's what's unfortunate, because that's something you honestly can't coach and can't teach is athleticism, height, and it's just Bryan's just going to have to keep.
Ian Johnson with the shot, no good. Rebound Roberts.
Good.
Roberts finds Ian Johnson at the elbow. That one's in for 2 with the J. Jake Smith going to slow things down here. Reese has it now. Tries to hand it off to Selman. Can't get it to him. There's Gray. Gray back to Smith. Going to reset here. 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Jake Smith has some room to middle. Pass to Selman in the corner. Selman for 3. No good. Rebound Holmes. 5 on the clock. No, stolen by Selman. Selman, the shot. Good. And that is going to be the end of the first half. With the late bucket there, Point on top by 2, 42-40 after the first.
That's just kind of that right there story of the first half. You know, Bryan, just excellent defensive possession there. Excellent just rotations. Good box out. I honestly couldn't see who was boxing out Turner there. But just a great box out. Holmes gets it. You know, you have to go quick with 5 seconds. Tries to go a little too quick, gets it stripped, and next thing you know, down 2 points at the half, which is not bad. If you just told me that when we started this game, when it was 8-2 ball game or 10-3 or 10-4, I would have told you, hey man, like that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. I mean, Point come out here, punch us in the mouth, and it's just a great retaliation by Bryan. You know, not to give up, not to give up the fight. You know, they just kind of come out here and honestly, the last 10 minutes of the half, I would say Bryan outplayed Point. It's just Point's style of basketball is just really impressive.
No, it is, and this has been a hard-fought game, and we're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back with the halftime show. It's 42-40 after the first half, point on top. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned. All right, we're back here for the halftime show. Camden, this has been a hard-fought game. I equated it to like two heavyweights going back and forth, throwing haymakers at one another. It's a 2-point game here with just under 9 minutes left in the halftime break. Kim, what are you seeing out of? Let's talk about the team with the lead. Let's talk about point. What are you seeing out of them that's made them so effective in this game?
Well, I'm going to point this out too at the start. To start this off with 42-40, not a score we really thought we'd see at the half tonight. We thought two high defensive teams coming in here. I thought we'd see a 30-28, 32-34, something along those lines. 42-40. That's, I mean, they're on pace for over 80 points. So, but looking at point, they're shooting 50%, and you might say, wow, I mean, they're just shooting lights out. Why? I mean, Bryan's shooting 59% on the night. I mean, they've come out shooting. I thought Bryan settled for some shots, but I was like, okay, you know, maybe that's a little forced. And I thought Points missed some good looks. But here's what I'm going to point out. The offensive rebounds are 7-4 in Points' favor. And I thought it was a little bit larger than that. They have 15 total rebounds to Bryan's 12, but here's what I'm going to point out. Second chance points is only 10-8. That's the difference in the ball game right there, second chance points. And we also talked about points off turnovers earlier. We said points off turnovers will win this game for points, but they're losing it. 8-6. It's kind of like I'm almost having to eat my own words here, you know. But I mean, and it's still the first half. It's still very early. But 8-6 points off turnovers. We talked about them playing fast. Both teams wanting to play really fast. Fast break points, only 7 total scored. Bryan scored 5 of them. Ian Johnson's 3 of the Appalachian logo. And for the other 2 points, 2 from the defensive transition breakdown on both ends here. So both teams doing a really good job getting back in transition. They're really just both teams are wanting to play fast. Their defense is not allowing them. And I also want to point this out too, because we mentioned this too. We're talking about how two of their main scorers come off the bench. All this and that. 18 bench points for Point, none for Bryan. I think if Bryan really wants to come out in the second half and not have a chance, because they have just as good of a chance as anybody else in this building right now, but they're going to have to get some help off the bench from Collier, Gales, Grimes. You know, I want to look here too. I know we're going to talk about Point a little bit, but 12 and 13. Noah Mulaski with 13. Ian Johnson with 12. Gene Holmes with 8. 3 guys did most of the scoring in that first half. If you want to go through Point here, just listen to how balanced this is. We have Jake Smith, number 1, with 8 points. Jack Gray with 6. Turner with 4. Selwyn with 10. And then you have 2 3-point scorers, a couple 4-point scorers. I mean, very balanced. You know, they have their high scorers with 8 and 10, but other than that, man, they're just really balanced. Everybody's contributing. They played 1. They played 10 guys. They played 10 guys in that first half, and 9 of the 10 scored.
Yeah, you know what I find interesting, and I know it's true for Bryan, and I'm pretty sure that I saw this with Point as well, is there is 6 of the top 25 AAC scorers on the floor tonight in both these teams, 3 for each.
Okay.
And I find it really interesting, you know, to your point about bench points, is that the leading scorer for Point is R.J. Selman. And, you know, as I was doing research, as I always do before the games, and, you know, I'm drawing up these key players, and I find R.J. Selman, he's leading the team, 12.8 points per game, and that's averaging more than anybody else, and he's coming off the bench, and we spoke to that. But that's so important because you can keep somebody fresh that you can rely on all the time, because you bring him out of the game and then you have one of your starters back in the game. For Bryan, on the other hand, having Ian Johnson back is great, but it almost takes guys like Khalil D.A. and Caleb Grimes and Dalen Gales out of their mojo, because all their points are now being shifted on to the reliance of one player, and Ian Johnson. So.
And they're just going to have to find their role. They're going to have to find their place through this game 3 with Ian back. The season's still early. It's December basketball. You know, early December basketball. I know it's conference, but it's still early. They have time to find their role. But once they figure out how to score in that role, it's going to be tough to beat this Bryan squad.
No, it is. And this is a top 5 AAC matchup. Bryan coming in at 3rd and Point coming in at 5th. So this is both these teams knew coming into this game that it was not going to be an easy one.
Right.
So Bryan's overall 5-5, 5-2 in the conference. Points overall 5-6 and 5-4 in the conference. The only team between them is Montreat, who Bryan took care of earlier in the season. So, you know, we kind of expect this. This has been the case all year long. I mean, when you come into Summers Gymnasium, expect an entertaining one because it's like it never fails. These guys are not going to beat the tar out of you. They're going to – it's almost weird. It's like they play best when their back's against the wall, and it almost speaks to the mantra of this team that, hey, we lost Brandon Thomas. We lost Michael Cody. We lost Justin Warner. We returned Noah Mulaski. And let me tell you, Noah Mulaski came back with some vengeance this year. He's come back hitting shots unlike I've seen him ever do in his career before here at Bryan. He's come to prove a point that, yeah, we lost those three guys, but I'm still here. I'm still here in Dayton, Tennessee. And then also guys that are stepping up like Khalil D.A. and Nick Roberts and, you know, Ian Johnson coming in. He's just a sophomore. And Gene Holmes, and, of course, the freshman Trey Morrow. Just seeing these guys, I mean, it's their mantra. We're a scrappy team. We're a tough team. We're going to hit you in the chin when we can. When we're not, we're going to take our shots too. You know, to kind of equate this to boxing terms, it's like kind of like Money Mayweather. You know, he would kind of the first few rounds he'd get a few jabs in, but he took his shots and he was kind of feeling around, and that's every time I've been up here broadcasting for the Lions, it's been that way. Like they're going to take their shots in the first half, they're going to adjust, and they're going to take their shots when they can, and when they don't, you know, they're prepared to take one on the chin themselves. You know?
Exactly. And this they embody their culture. They embody that they're going to work hard. And they embody just who they are. You know, they know they're not the biggest. They know they're not the fastest. They know what they can do, and they do it daggum good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes this team so fun. You know,
it really is.
They're on the floor. Every single loose ball, I will actually write them. I'll try to write them down in this second half. Every single 50-50 ball, they are either going to win, and if they don't win it, they're going to affect it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just who they are, and it's just so much fun to watch. And I'll say this, and it's not because he's one of my great buddies, but Khalil D.A. I mean, on the floor for every single. He
left his tail off.
You're exactly right. He did not shoot. He only had one rebound, and he logged 12 minutes. But that was some of the most important 12 minutes when he was in there because he's going to battle with Turner. He's going to battle against Taylor, and Taylor has 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting with 1 rebound.
Yeah.
Taylor's 6'7", Khalil's 6'3". Turner, on the other hand, and he has 6 rebounds. 6'11's a tall task to ask, but he only has 4 points in 13 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
so he's going to get his.
No.
That's just the thing. He's going to get his, but to limit him to 6. He could have easily had 12 rebounds in that first half even in the 13 minutes he played because he's just that big and he can affect the game at that much and at that level.
No, you're right. And, you know, I got a chance to talk to Coach Deere from Point University, and I said, what kind of challenges do you present for Bryan? I said, you know, this is maybe one of the only teams in the league that can match up with you defensively, you know, that can go toe-to-toe with you on the defensive side. What kind of challenge do you bring to them? He said, I think it's our size and I think it's our length. And that's been the daggum case all year long. I've talked to every opposing coach before the game, and that's the storyline. It's we outsize them, we outstrengthen them, but what happens? Guys don't score down low. And it's one credit to the X's and O's. It's a credit to how they scheme defensively, but it's also a credit to the Jimmies and Joes. It's a credit to how we play, how our guys are tough.
Right.
And it's a part of how they're bred.
I mentioned Khalil D.A. too, but I want to mention Nick Roberts as well. I'm sure I can go through there with him too the same way. I mean, he's put some high quality minutes on the court.
Yeah, he has, and we're going to get started here in the second half, and it's stolen by Point. Wide open in the corner is Smith. Smith driving now. Open shot. He's going to hand it off. Ooh! And a foul is going to be called on Trey Morrow on the big man. That's Javier Turner, the D1 transfer from University of Wyoming.
Long way from home, ain't he?
He is originally from Omaha, Nebraska, but he's been all around the country.
If you're listening, shout out Jacob Wilson.
Turner cashes in on the first free throw, extends the lead to 3. The second one for the big man, that one's good. 44-40 here at the start of the second half. Apologize for some technical difficulties with the scoreboard not working on your screen, but I'll try to update you as we go with the score and the time. Ian Johnson, the wide open 3 ball, rattles out, no good. Rebound Morrow. Molaski thinks about taking it. Has Roberts down low. Roberts kicks it out to Johnson. Roberts driving the step back. There's Holmes. Resetting things here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Holmes driving. Tries to get by Turner. There's Johnson. Johnson, the fadeaway jumper. No good. Rebound Turner. Smith taking up the floor for the Skyhawks. He drives up the middle, and a charge is going to be called on Jake Smith. Good defensive play there.
Very good. I think a big key for this half for both teams is now at 5 offensive rebounds to Bryan is just 1 and out on defense. 1 and out, 1 and out, 1 and out. I'll sit here and say this right now. The defense for both teams has been good on the ball, but as a whole, it's not been great because rebounding is part of defense. Until you have the ball, you're not on offense.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the points coach over here, head coach, is not happy at all about how they're getting out-rebounded, or not out-rebounded, giving up 5 offensive rebounds to Bryan, who he said they have the size advantage over.
Yeah, that was thrown out of bounds from Nick Roberts trying to get it to Morrow. Smith taking it up the floor, and there we have it once again, another shot clock problem. Take it easy there on the scoring table. They're not getting paid much, if anything, down there.
Yeah.
A couple of students of Bryan College. We know what that's like, don't we, Cam?
Know exactly what that's like. What that is like.
Smith taking the screen from Turner. Has the big man down low. Turner going to work his way on Roberts. Good defense from Roberts. But Turner scores through it anyway. 46-40. 18.5 ticks remaining in the ball game. Holmes has it. Moving the ball left. Molaski dribbling around. The big man facing him at the perimeter. Molaski with the dish. Morrow with the shot. No good. Rolls all the way around the rim, but just doesn't fall.
I would like to see Bryan do it a lot more. Put Morrow in some of those ball screens and get mismatches on the inside. I think he's very good and has very good touch around the basket. Knows how to pick and choose the spots on the court and get to them and finish around the bucket. I would like to see him do that. Get number 25, Turner. Get him away. Get him out on the guard because they're switching everything.
Yeah.
And with that athleticism, that's the beauty of having it because you can switch everything and you're not really hurting.
Turnover from the Skyhawks. Ball back to the Lions. Roberts top of the key. Molaski takes the handoff. Another handoff to Holmes. Bounce pass to Roberts. Ian Johnson moving now. Morrow has some space. He's going to drive on the big man Turner. Ian Johnson now top of the key. Johnson driving with the right hands. Up and good with the lay. 46-42. Skyhawks on top. Jake Smith slowly bringing the ball up the court. Gets the screen from Reese. Reese top of the key, swinging it out here to number 4, Justice Hayes. Hayes has it, swinging it to the corner to Gray. Gray to the big man Turner. Moving the ball well. Reese steps in for the 18-foot jumper, up and good. Nothing but nylon that time. Holmes bringing it up the court quickly. Going to try to surprise him on defense. Holmes moving with his left hand. The floater up and good. Moving quickly are the Skyhawks way up the floors. Jack Gray, the right hand from the left side. That one's up and good. 50-44, Skyhawks. Holmes up to Morrow. Morrow near the NAI logo, working on the big man. The 3-ball from deep, no good. Rebound, Jake Smith. Jake Smith going to continue to press the tempo up the court. Reese has it, swinging it wide to Gray. Gray to the big man down low. Turner faking the pass. Now he's going to pass it out to Gray. Swings it wide to Reese. Reese to Smith. Smith with the shot up. No good. Rebound Ian Johnson. Man, it's been a fast pace here the last couple minutes. Gene Holmes up the court now. They're going to continue to press it. The right hand from Johnson. What a move. What a pass from Holmes.
Up and down, up and down. Hope they brought the oxygen tanks because they're going to need them.
Jake Smith moving towards the middle of the floor. Going to set things up offensively. Jack Gray now to Reese. Reese thinks about it. Now he's got to find somebody to take a shot. There's Hayes in the corner. Hayes tries to get it to the big man on the bounce pass and throws it out of bounds. It'll be the Lions' ball.
Point's really trying to force the issue to number 25, Turner. It's not for him to score. I don't really think he's that big of a scoring threat inside. They want to get everybody to collapse on him because he could be a scoring threat and have everybody else stand on the three-point line and then have the chance to dribble drive or have the chance to get a wide open shot.
Roberts
Good,
with a mismatch there on Jake Smith. He just backs him down to the hole and puts it in 50 to 48.
That's what you need to do with those ball screens. What we need to do with the ball screens.
Reese has it now, top of the key. Oh, a little slippage out there from both Hayes and Mulaski. Gray for three. Good. Tickles the twine. Gets the three ball, 53-48, 15 minutes and 3 seconds in the game. Holmes far side. Moves the offense to Nick Roberts. Now to Mulaski. Mulaski fakes the shot. Now out to Ian Johnson. Ian Johnson setting things up with his feet. There's Mulaski once again getting the ball screen. The wide open three ball. It's a bucket. You better believe it. Mulaski's going to hit it when he's open.
It's raining outside and it's raining in here.
53 to 51 with 14:42 remaining in the contest with a full timeout. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned for more basketball here in Mountainous Dayton, Tennessee. We'll be back.
Kind of rough, though.
We're back from the break, and Ken, we were just talking about how, you know, this has really been a clean game for both of these teams to be running the floor as fast as they have. This has been a clean matchup. R.J. Selman, the leading scorer at half, is back in the game. Looks like Bryan's running a zone here. Reese has it, far side, now to Hayes. Hayes has Gray near the logo, guarded by Ian Johnson. Hayes out to the corner. There's Reese for three. No good.
By Nick Roberts.
Yeah,
great box out.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. Mulaski quickly taking it up the floor. Dribbles to his left. Passes it to Roberts. Roberts back to Mulaski. Mulaski to Holmes. Holmes clearing the side out.
Get it to him.
Nick Roberts with a mismatch. And good defensive play there by Selman. He's running it. The 2-on-2 fast break. And a foul is going to be called there. Looks like it's going to be on Gene Holmes. They're going to give, it's going to be a shooting foul, so R.J. Selman will be at the line for two to try to double the lead. The first one for Selman, good. The second one for Selman, good.
Perfect from the free throw strike tonight, 6 for 6.
That'll come in handy later in this game, I have a feeling.
It will.
Gene Holmes bringing it up the court, a couple substitutions. Or it looks like just one substitution there for point. Ian Johnson, career DA, has open look. The way, good. DA finally finds himself on the stat sheet this time. Benjamin Ross, what a move. And the pass And a blocking foul called on DA, so the bucket and the free throw. Bang call down there at the low block cam.
Yeah, and it was the right call. Clear was in the restricted area. You know, if he's going to fall and, you know, if he's going to get knocked over like that, most of the time they are going to call something along those lines. They're not going to let a hard hit like that go unplayed. 90% of the time they won't.
Jintrell Taylor at the line. The senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, gets the free throw, completes the old-fashioned three-pointer. 58-53, 13:30 on the clock. Mulaski in the corner, gets the screen from DA. DA slips it. Mulaski working on Reese. A good cut there by DA, but he can't get a handle on it.
I thought Mulaski was a little late to it. He kind of popped up a little earlier.
Trap defense there, and he drags the pivot foot. So a turnover by Jintrell Taylor, going to put the ball back in the paws of the Lions. 5-point game here with just over 13 minutes remaining. Gene Holmes across the halfway point. Morrow, Mulaski, Holmes now. Back to Morrow, top of the key. Ian Johnson slips between them, but picked up the pivot foot before he put the dribble down. So a traveling violation called on Ian Johnson. He's going to get subbed out for Dalen Gales. Dalen Gales, the freshman from Jefferson, Georgia. R.J. Selman bringing it up, the senior from Monroe, Georgia. Foul is called down low there. It's going to be a shooting foul on Gene Holmes. So R.J. Selman, who has a pretty stroke, is going to be at the free throw line, trying to extend the lead to 7. The first one is good. That guy spent some time in the gym at the free throw line.
Oh yeah. I'm sure they all have.
Yeah, they've shot well from the stripe tonight.
Going on 8 for 8, going on maybe 9 for 9 right here.
Second one from Selman. The second one, no surprise, good.
Don't know if any of them even hit the rim.
Get the shot clock reset. We've had some struggles with that tonight.
I think the scoreboard's a little off, too. I think it's supposed to be 60-53.
Yeah, it was. The scoreboard said 58-53.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now it's one more quick add to the scoreboard. 60-53, 12 and a half minutes. Gales dribbling. The ISO offense here. Swinging it now to DA. DA gets the screen, or Mulaski gets the screen. And Gales now has it, and a foul is going to be called on Jintrell Taylor. They're going to have to clean up the floor a little bit. That's 2 times that guys have slipped at the top of the key on either side of the court. That's what I was talking about. I've seen this all year. Is nobody's falling around out there. Of course, you know, there's some sweat dripping off the brow and everything. So it's just a part of the game. It's
right.
You expect to catch some traction, and then like you're racing on NASCAR tires, there ain't nothing there. You like that reference, don't you?
I do.
You're a big
NASCAR guy.
Taylor Grimes with the ball. He's checking the ball game for the Lions. The 12-foot J, good.
Good.
Love to see that guy out there. R.J. Selman bringing it up the court. Big man moving inside. Nearly picked off by Gales. The pass back out. Trying to get to Taylor down low. Selman with the drive. Gray now to the corner to Benjamin Ross. Ross with the drive. Ross with the shot, and they're going to call a foul.
He got him. He got him on the arms. Really good defensive possession. It's just always a backbreaker.
Yeah, just can't finish it though.
Always a backbreaker.
There it is. They missed a free throw. That's hard to believe.
You know, Point's been very physical in their drives tonight. They're really doing a great job of initiating contact, and I think if Bryan can kind of beat them to that spot, and Point's doing a great job of making sure that doesn't happen because they're moving the ball really well, making rotations really hard to achieve. Bryan beats them to the spot. They can probably draw a few charges off of it, get them a little foul trouble. But, you know, like we said earlier, the point's so deep that, you know, foul trouble to them, they just kind of laugh that off.
Yeah. 6-point ball game, 61-55. The Skyhawks on top, 11.5 remaining. The pull-up jumper from Mulaski, and you better believe that one's falling. Jake Smith up the court. Long pass there to Ross. Ross hands it off.
Good hands by Gales.
Still into the game, but it's stolen by Gales. Caleb Grimes up the floor. Grimes is going to drive. It's going to be blocked by Kent Steele. He's getting some minutes now in this ball game. Benjamin Ross up the floor. And, man, everybody's just slipping out there. Mulaski, the 2-on-1 fast break. And, wow, what great defense there by Jake Smith.
That was very, very good defense by Jake Smith. Man, he's 6'4", long, lanky, athletic. Just tough, man. It's tough to do anything against these Point Skyhawks.
Try to get the court cleaned up a little bit now. Like I said, these guys are slipping everywhere out there tonight. It's that time of the game, too, where everybody's got sweat pouring off of them, especially with the way that these teams have been playing tonight.
Oh, I know.
Running up and down the floor.
Scotty gives a wave to the crowd. Hey, he's a fan favorite here.
Yeah,
what an awesome guy.
The beloved volunteer Scotty here at Bryan College. Familiar face here in Summers Gymnasium.
Morrow's got a mismatch. Get it into him.
Swing it out wide. Grimes in the corner. Grimes going to set things back up. Gales now. The long three from Gales. Probably not the best shot there. If it was tipped at all, the referees didn't see it.
Yeah, I know.
So Skyhawks basketball. Jake Smith slowly bringing it up the court, going to kind of slow the tempo. Now he's going to quicken it back up. Still has it far side. Gray swinging it to Smith. Smith to Ross. Ross to Taylor. Taylor back out to Steele. A lot of movement here. Ross near side. Behind the back. The crossover. The shot. No good. Rebound Mulaski. Mulaski up the court. Just over 10 minutes left in the contest. The 17-foot shot from Mulaski, just a bit long, no good. 4-point basketball game. Smith with the fake pass, the shot no good, gets his own rebound. This one's tipped around, finally rebounded by Dalen Gales.
Way to get a good groove rebound. Way to get out of there. Slow it down here, get you a good shot.
Trey Moore top of the key, hands it off to Dalen Gales. DA has it here near side. Now back out to Gales. Gales driving now on Steele. The shot, no good. Good defense there by Steele. Ross taking it up the floor now. He's driving.
Good take.
Good take and good lay there by Benjamin Ross. That's the 6'4" guard from Stockbridge, Georgia. Morrow splitting the defenders. The shot. Wow, the basket. That's why I call him the filthy freshman.
That was the creativity. The creativity.
The NAI Luka Doncic out here.
It's a really good comparison. He's a good three-level scorer.
The ball's being kicked around out there, and it's going to be off of a Bryan defender. So it will remain Skyhawks basketball. Some substitutions here for both teams. Ross driving, kicking out. Taylor with the three ball, no good. Rebound, Grimes. 63-59 Skyhawks. Just under 9 minutes remaining. Packed by Gray, but it's going to be out of bounds on the Skyhawks, so Lions keep possession here. Nick Roberts checking into the ball game for the Lions. Ian Johnson back into the game as well. Speaking of Ian Johnson, there he has it in the corner. Gene Holmes has it, top of the key, driving with the left hand. Throws a shot up, and a foul is going to be called there. Foul is called on Jack Gray.
Long time coming there. You know, you keep driving, you keep going at him, you're going to get a foul call sooner or later, and he finally was on the right side of one there.
Yes, he was. He has the chance to cut this lead in half here. It's a 4-point game, exactly 8.5 minutes remaining. 63-59 Skyhawks. The gym is completely silent here in Dayton, Tennessee. The first one. Good. 63-60 now, one shot left at the charity stripe. Gene Holmes. The dribble, glares at the back rim. The shot is up, the shot is good. 63-61, 2-point game, 8.5 minutes left. Jake Smith taking it up the floor, setting the offense up here in Summers Gymnasium. Nick Roberts defending Taylor. Taylor draws the foul from Roberts with the up and under move, so he'll have 2 free ones as well.
Yeah, it was good step in help defense there by Ian. It kind of stopped Taylor's momentum a little bit. Roberts was beat, kind of stopped Taylor's momentum, and as his momentum will stop, Roberts just kind of couldn't stop himself from trying to catch back up, just got on his back.
Who knew that you'd have to hire field maintenance for a basketball court out here? The first one, now finally from Jentrell Taylor, is up and good. The second one from Taylor. This one's up, and this one is good. They have capitalized at the charity stripe all night long.
12 of 13 to be exact.
Wow. Gene Holmes has it. Working the screen. Working the second screen. Takes the shot. There's Ian Johnson in the corner. He takes a shot behind the backboard, and good. 2-point game. 65-63, just under 8 minutes. Moving it across the perimeter are the Skyhawks. There's Gray trying to drive inside. The 12-foot shot, no good. Rebound Roberts. Gene Holmes moving quickly up the floor, splits the defenders. The right-handed lay, no good. Rebound Reese. Reese now to Smith. Smith up the floor to Taylor. Taylor with the left-handed lay, good. Both teams working it quickly now. Roberts has it, hands it off. Roberts has a mismatch down low. They finally get it to him, and he's going to step back and take the shot. No good.
Like to see him get it to him a little closer to the block, kind of back him in a little bit.
Gray with the three, wide open, good. 7-point game just like that. 70-63, just under 7 minutes left.
It's a big part. It's a big possession right here.
Ian Johnson with the shot from deep. Wow. Good. What an answer.
Wow, what a shot. Good time out there by Coach Krakowski there. A lot of these guys were getting a little tired, getting beat up and down the court a little bit. 6:45 left. You got a 4-point game. You in this for the final stretch?
Oh, yeah. You know, you better be, because this one is probably going to go down to the wire. It's, like you said, 4-point basketball game. 6:45 on the clock. Full timeout, so we're going to take a short break as this beautiful song plays in the background. Stay tuned. All right, we're back with just under 7 minutes left in this ball game. As we mentioned before the break, 70-66. Skyhawks still on top. They've kind of contained the lead for a little bit here in the second half. Jake Smith bringing it up the court, just going to move it now to the elbow now. Taylor, a triple team Taylor. He can't get past anybody. Holmes steals it. Holmes moving towards the middle. The spin move. The shot up. Shot no good. Rebound Skyhawks. Ross up the floor now. Ross with the... Yeah, they're going to call a traveling violation on Ross. Coach Tier is not happy. And he's not mad at the referees. He's upset at his player. Gene Holmes has it now. Nick Roberts. A filthy freshman for three. Trey Morrow in and out. Rebound Molaski. Molaski is...
He's out of bounds.
Yeah, hit in the face, but doesn't get the call. And yeah, they're scrapping for it near the out-of-bounds line, and it's going to be called out of bounds on Jack Gray.
Molaski could have held on to that ball. He had Gene Holmes also wide open for a three if he just kicked it out.
I thought Molaski got elbowed in the face down there.
I think he did too. I think he took a nice little blow to the jaw.
Yeah, that's kind of stunned him. It's almost like he just... Now, I made the boxing reference earlier, but I wasn't really expecting it to come to fruition in that way.
We need to go to the monitors for a flagrant.
If we had them, we would. Cleaning up the court once again. I'll tell you, it looked like he was on turf there as far as he slid. I thought he slid about 15 feet there.
Yeah, he went a good ways. he was safe in my book.
I remember the first time in middle school when I fell like that playing basketball. I was wearing the gym shorts and I slid about 10 feet across the floor. I thought it was the coolest thing.
It's cool. It's cool until you get some floor burn, and it ain't as cool then. I promise you that. Like Point actually going with the kind of a big lineup here: 6'4", 6'7", 6'3", 6'11", 6'5", going with a really, really big lineup here. I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to attack offensively with this. They're going to try to pound it inside, or what we're going to try to do here with it. Because you got Shellman on the court who shoots it very well from three, so we'll have to see.
Roberts has it up top. Johnson looking for some space. The big man guarding him. Now a mismatch down low. Roberts is going to try to take it. Roberts moving to his left. The shot no good. Morrow tries to rebound it, but he can't over Jake Smith.
Once again, I'd just like to see them get him a little bit closer to the basket to make his move.
Selman in the corner. Selman the only one under 6 foot now on the court. Selman with the hesitation move. The floater, no good. Rebound. The big man up and good for Javier Turner. Nick Roberts top of the key. Trying to get to Molaski. He does. Turner guarding. Now to Johnson. Back to Molaski. Selman guarding this time. Gets the screen. They're going to switch on the screen. Big mismatch down low between Roberts and Selman. Gene Holmes driving. The first way up. Good. 4-point basketball game. 72-68. 4:47 on the clock. Selman has it. Guarded by Ian Johnson. Now Reese. Jake Smith moving to the middle. Selman in the corner wide open. Doesn't take the shot.
Good recovery.
Out to Taylor. Taylor. The 15-foot jumper. That one rattles home good. 74-68 now. Gene Holmes up the court quickly. Roberts now has it around the perimeter. Johnson now has it near side. The step back. The 20-foot jumper. Good.
That's gold. That's gold.
Fun seeing him play again here.
I know. All right. Last 4 minutes, man. This is it, baby. If you're going to make it, you got to go.
Jake Smith working on Ian Johnson. Kicks it out to Taylor. Taylor blows by Morrow. Morrow shaking up down there. Reese with the shot. Reese with the basket. Trey Morrow doesn't look like he's in good shape down there.
No, I think he's just a little banged up from slipping, maybe hyperextending his knee. I don't think it's going to be anything too serious, but just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the roof's leaking. I don't know what in the world it is. I mean, it has rained here 3 days.
I was going to say, after all this rain, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, We'll get some boys on the scaffolding tomorrow and we'll have it checked out.
You volunteering?
No, I got one class tomorrow. I'm chilling.
Sounds like he is, so.
Tell me the time, I'll be here.
You heard it, maintenance crew. Camden Fuquay, sign him up. Gene Holmes slowly bringing it up the court. 6-point game, 76-70. Skyhawks on top. 3:37 on the clock. Nick Roberts, top of the key. The big man guarding him. Ian Johnson moving to his left. And he slips down there. Man, he just... And a foul is going to be called on Nick Roberts there. And looks like Ian Johnson is okay, but that's a little bit scary because the dude just came back from a knee injury, and it looked like that could have been a knee injury right there.
No, this is a this person's a walking knee injury waiting to happen at the moment. You know, I don't know what it is, but it does need to be looked into really fast because, you know, this is player safety right here.
Yeah,
it's a big time thing.
Well, do you remember I think it was last year they were playing somewhere that had a hockey rink under it, and there was a lot of condensation on the floor, and they were having a lot of trouble with that.
Right.
I think that was maybe like a Providence game or something. It seems because they kept stopping the game and they had to play it somewhere else.
I don't know what game. I know North Carolina State also at PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina has that kind of same ordeal too. Is number 25 Turner misses a free throw.
Yeah, Gene Holmes bringing it up the court now. 3:20 on the clock. 6-point game. Roberts has it top of the key. Ian Johnson thinks about it. Now DA in the corner.
Get into Roberts.
Ian Johnson has it once again around the perimeter. There's Gene Holmes. Gene Holmes working on the big man. Tries to blow by him, and he does. The right-handed layup. No good. Rebound Lions. The fadeaway Jay. Man, most of points defense is on the ground.
Give it to him. What are you doing?
Well, DA gets the bucket, but man, looks like Javier Turner along with Gentrell Taylor are both shaken up after that possession. It's a dogfight out there, to say the least.
I'm telling you. You know,
you got a little riled up there, Cam.
I did.
You're letting your broadcaster bias come out.
I am. I mean, give them the M1. This is a Bryan. Everybody watching, this is a Bryan webcast. This is a Bryan broadcast, so this is a Bryan announcer. I'll let you in on that one.
Yeah, they can probably tell, Cam.
That's okay.
I don't think you have to tell them that
That's okay.
Both Cam and I are both students here at Bryan College and roommates too, so you know I can agree for that later as well.
I thought Clear got hacked over the back there when he went up. He went up, and I was like, I think everybody was kind of watching and waiting to stop play, which is very important, you know, because you didn't want anybody to get hurt, but you can't stop play right there. So right. I think they kind of overshadowed the fact that he might have got fouled, which would have been big to bring it to a one-possession game.
Yep, I agree. They're going to run a zone here defensively now. A couple substitutions. Skyhawks. Selman has the ball. Gray has it in the corner. Smith still shaking it around the perimeter. Selman in the corner for three. Up and no good. Just out of bounds by Jake Smith. So Bryan basketball. 76-72. 2:27 on the clock. Gene Holmes bringing it up the floor. Another stoppage down there. Looks like Mr. Scott, he's still trying to wipe up some sweat or condensation of some sorts down there at the low block. And I think Coach Rakowski's going to go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. Interesting turn of events here. It's 76-72, as I mentioned, 2:24 on the clock. Just looking at the foul margin here, Cam, the Lions have 7 fouls compared to Point. They have 3. So Point is in the bonus, and Bryan is not.
And that's going to end up being a big deal. Maybe not as big as a deal since Point does have the lead right now, but let's per se Bryan goes on a 5-0 run here, 8-0 run. They turn around and get the 80 to 76 lead, 78 to 80 lead with 30 seconds left. You got 3 fouls to give, man. That's going to take some time off the clock.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot of pressure, and it's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to work out for the good, or it's going to work out for the bad. And it's kind of something to keep an eye on here with Bryan. And with the way Point's been shooting free throws too, it's really going to be hard for Bryan. They're going to have to find who they want to foul. Turner's not on the court. He'd be an option to foul. So
pressing him here defensively, Cam, and Holmes is going to try to get through the press, and a lot of contact there. And
give it to him. He's going to.
Yeah, finally.
Not on the floor.
A foul is called on number 11, R.J. Selman. And, yeah, they are going to call it on the floor, and I don't know how in the world you can make that call.
I don't know how you can call it on the floor. I think the referee's done a great job here tonight. I will say that.
Yeah, they have. It's been a tough game to officiate, but still a 4-point game now. Holmes steps back, the 15-foot jumper, just anywhere but in the basket. Someone has it far side. Jake Smith, top of the key, setting things up offensively. Near the AAC logo now, trying to get through the Bryan zone. Selman now has it near side. The 12-foot jumper rattles in and out, no good. Rebound, Morrow, he nearly slips down there in the restricted area.
He was tired, didn't he?
Morrow setting things up offensively here.
There he is, give it to him.
Working on the big man. Man, they're slipping everywhere out here tonight.
What is going on?
Has the ball now, top of the key. Working on his defender, Jack Gray. The 17-foot jumper. That one is short, no good. Whatever's going on out there with the courts, they're going to have to fix this in future games.
Yes.
There's only a minute 21 left in this contest, but
it's played a big deal tonight. I mean, there's been a lot of drives that have been there that either team couldn't really get to, because you slip, you blow out, and it's just.
And it looks like they're playing on wet turf out there. I mean,
it does.
I can't imagine that Sweat is doing this. It's kind of warm outside and it's cold in the gym. Really, it kind of makes me wonder if there's
a little contrast, right?
Condensation going on the court. But regardless, 76-72 ball game, a minute 18 remaining in this contest. It may come down to the final shot, Cam.
It may. We had a lot of time left in this ball game. A minute 18, 4 points down.
That's 45 minutes for a basketball game?
Well, maybe not at this level. I mean, if you watch it on ESPN, then yes. A lot of there's going to be a lot of reviews. But no, you're exactly right. There's so much time left. 1 minute almost equates to like 45 minutes, man. It's cool. Bryan gets a stop right here, and they go down, get some sort of bucket, get some sort of points. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because as of right now, 25 seconds. I'm not good at math, so I'm trying to do my math here. Each team's will get 1 possession for sure, and Point will get 2. But depending on who takes a shot win, will depend on if Bryan gets that second possession without having a foul. That is, if Point does drain the clock here, I mean, they might not.
They may. It looks like they're going to go ahead and foul here.
Okay.
Yeah, going to go ahead and put them at the free throw line. It's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Jake Smith. Foul there on Ian Johnson.
I don't hate this foul. I actually don't hate that. I think out of all the guys on the court, that is who you want to foul. So if that's who you want to foul, hey, don't let them put it in your shooter's hands.
Yeah, no, I agree. The first end of the 1-and-1, it works out for Bryan that time. 4-point game, minute 10 on the clock. Gene Holmes up the court now. Morrow trying to drive, and he's going to draw a foul. The foul is going to be called on Sam Reese, the sophomore from Salisbury, Indiana. They still have a couple fouls to give. That's only their 5th team foul. So really not a big deal there for the Skyhawks.
Not at all.
Going to be inbounding here.
And that can kind of anticipate the way they play on this possession here. If they can play a little rougher. They can body you up. They ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Trey Morrow trying to find some space between defenders, and probably not the best choice of shot there. They're going to get it to R.J. Selman. They don't want to foul that guy, that's for sure. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Trey Morrow nonetheless. So
Selman will have you want to send to the line.
Selman will have a 1-and-1 opportunity. And if I had to bet my life savings, which isn't much at this point in my life, I would bet that he makes the first one. Rico's going to ice him, though. Coach Don Rakowski down there at the Bryan bench is going to ice R.J. Selman with 44 ticks left in this game.
Make him think about it a little bit.
No, and these are really, and you've been kind of keeping a track of it, these free throws are critical for the outcome of this game.
Very.
But at the same time, we're not making good offensive decisions. And so, I mean, if we're not going to do that, then these free throws may not be as critical as we're chalking them up.
No, and these two free throws right here might not be of one, however many he makes, or hopefully he misses. They don't mean as much. I mean, they mean something. He makes these two, it's 78-72. It's still a two-possession game.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you have to make 2 threes. Not really a high percentage shot, but on a day like today, when it's hard to get in the paint for a team like Bryan, you got guys like Ian Johnson, you got guys like number 22, Noah Mulaski, even Gene Holmes, Trey Morrow, they can shoot the 3. You know, and it almost plays in their benefit to be able to shoot the 3.
Yeah,
so we'll have to see what it kind of comes down to here.
Well, the first part of this story, this Shakespearean story here in Dayton, Tennessee, almost a drama here on this soggy night. And honestly, it's been a wet night here in Dayton, Tennessee, here in the gym, too. Everybody's slipping around. The first one is good.
Should have bet you life savings he made the first one.
I should have, which, I don't know what the odds would have been, but I wouldn't have made much on $1.50. R.J. Selman, the second one up and good. 78-72, 43 seconds remaining. Gene Holmes quickly bringing up the court. They're going to have to get a shot off here. Mulaski, the wide open deuce, good. They lay it up for 2, cuts the lead back to 4. So even though Selman made the shot there, that's kept them in the ball game, that they go down on the other end of the court and make the shot down low. So,
right.
4-point game, 37 seconds left. They still have a shot.
Right. And I love not going for a 3 there. I know I said you can go down, shoot 2 threes, extend the ball game. It makes them make a mistake and leave the door open for you on this end. So I really like the play call. I love the back cut. They've really tried to work the back cut hard tonight. They just really haven't got it there a whole lot. Credit the point, give credit where credit should be due. But I know they're gonna have something drawn up. They're gonna have something drawn up to get the ball inbounds. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get to Shellman again, and he's gonna go in there and he's gonna get it. He's gonna get the ball and go with it.
Yeah,
but if I'm looking right, they got number one Jake Smith back in, and I'll be honest, if he's not throwing the ball in, then I'm just letting him catch the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I'm leaving him wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
double
10-yard radius.
Yeah, double
10-yard radius.
And let him catch it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like he's going to be the one taking the ball out.
Yeah, probably a smart move.
Yeah, I would assume. But then again, a lot of times the guy taking the ball out is a safety, like a safety valve ball handler.
Yeah.
So
they're going to get it into Selman. Selman's trying to get by Holmes. Selman can't get anywhere. A lot of contact there. They finally get it up the court to Gray.
Now you got to foul. Now you got to go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Do that. Mulaski fouls Selman there.
A lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, you might as well just have fouled him right when he got the ball.
Yeah.
Which I understand the concept, trying to trap and get a steal, but he's going to the line anyway. So 25 seconds remaining. 4-point game. 78-74. Skyhawks on top. They'll have 2 free ones here. The first of 2 is good.
Might be the first free throw that's hit the rim for him all night.
Yeah, really. This guy is nearly a lock for draining his free throws. The second of 2 free throws is good as well. So back to a 6-point ball game, 80-74. But there'll be no shot clock that we see in the rest of this game. Only 25 ticks on the game clock. 30-second timeout is called by Coach Don Rakoski and the Lions. Looks like they'll only have one remaining. You like the timeout here, Cam?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, you have it, so you might as well use it. Get something going. Their defense was already set up, kind of, so you don't give a chance for the defense to get set. It's just it can go either way.
Yeah.
It can go either way. I don't hate it because you do have to have a bucket right here if you want any chance in this game. So yes, I do like it. But in 25 seconds with 2 timeouts left, you're really not going to have to use it, I guess. Basically, but you get a chance to do that though as well.
Holmes moving it quickly up the court. They got to get something. A foul is going to be called there on Hayes. They still have one more to give before they enter in the bonus, which is where it's a big benefit there for the Skyhawks because, like you said, they can kind of mug them up as they go down the court, and it doesn't hurt them at all.
And here's
also a problem there with the clock.
What we'll look at also here, Grayson, too, is be on the lookout for about the 13-second mark. I would say about the 13 to 12-second mark. Look at them to foul. Well, no, never mind. It's 6 fouls instead of 5. Excuse me. So they won't foul. If they have one more foul to give, they would let the clock drain as much as they can, and they foul them. So they had to burn more clock to try to score another basket, so I'll take that back.
It's a 6-point ball game. Another foul putting Bryan in the bonus. They got to get something here. Morrow has it. Morrow's going to take the long 3 ball. No good, and that might as well be the game.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Foul Gray there down low, but to no avail. 80 to 74, just 7.5 seconds remaining in the ball game. Looks like Point is going to walk away on this wet and rainy night, victorious and moving up in the AAC rankings. They came into this game 5-4 in conference. Bryan is 5-2, so Bryan will move to 5-3, and Point will move to 6-4. First one's made there by Gray. 81-74 now. The second one from Gray. This one's up. This one is good. So Holmes going to take it up the floor. Holmes moves with the left hand. That one's up and good. And another clock issue as they let it run down. He should have stopped it on the shot, but this is kind of what you would call petty minutes. It doesn't really matter at this point. It's 82-76 with 3 ticks left. It's all but over. And that's the ball game as Spellman dribbles it out. So the final score, Point University Skyhawks win this one here in Dayton, Tennessee over your Bryan College Lions, 82-76. Even though it didn't go in our favor, Cam, what a hard-fought game.
It's a great game. Point played an absolute outstanding second half there. You know, they defensively, offensively, they found ways. They exploited the mismatches really well. I thought early in the first half, or second half, they tried to go into the big men a lot, and that really played in their favors. It might have not turned out to be points directly from the big man, but it got everybody out of sorts of rotations, and it just left people wide open, having to double down on those guys like that. And they just did a good job of finding who they needed to find, you know.
No, they did. And I just want to take a second. We're going to pause here as they pray here in Summers Gymnasium. So we'll pause for that and we'll be back. So just what I want to point out here is the final score is 82-76, so a 6-point difference. Cam, let's look at the free throw differential. So Point 18 of 21 from the free throw line. Bryan 5 of 6. What was the difference there and how Point got to the free throw line in such a different margin than we did?
Well, I'll say having the foul, but then you had 6 free throws there. But still, that's still 10. That's still 10 to 12 more difference. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm allowed to say on air what I actually think. But I do think when you're the littler guy, you do have the tendency to hack, rake, and almost try to rough them up. So that's where a lot of that comes from. However, I do think there was a lot of drives tonight where we got hit a lot harder than they did, and they got the call. So,
I would tend to agree with that to some extent as well. When you see such a difference like that, it's hard not to think that, when you have one team shooting 21 shots from the free throw line and the other team shooting 6, and the ball game finished in a 6-point game. So how big of a difference is that? It's huge. So, of course, there's that difference, but then let's also look at just the individual stats for both teams, Cam. Of course, we labeled a few before the game as highlight players, but who made the difference first for the Visiting Point University team?
We're looking at it here. Selman, 18 points tonight, shooting 2 for 6 from 3, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, and they were big free throws too. They just weren't first half free throws with no pressure. I mean, stepped up and hit 4 of those free throws in the last minute of the game. Also another one, 22, Jack Gray. What can we just talk about a silent game? The most silent 16. I mean, I feel like we never really called his name. He had a couple almost gut-wrenching, I don't want to call daggers because we weren't out of the game yet, but just a really good and silent 16. And a stat-stuffing night for Jake Smith, too. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal.
Yeah.
Didn't really shoot the ball. I mean, he don't really shoot the ball great, but he took advantage of what he had and when he had it. So that's just another big night. And I feel like we called Chintrell Taylor's name all night on some sort of level of defense and offense. I feel like he's a big, big factor. And he's a guy that comes off, I believe he comes off the bench as well, and
he does.
I'll be honest, he could easily start.
Yeah, no, and that's what was such a difference, I think, in this game is they had, let's look at this, they had Selman, Gray, Taylor, Turner, Smith, Ross, Reese, Hayes, and Montgomery all scored in this game. The only one that didn't play, or that played that didn't score, was Kenton Steele, and he barely touched the floor all night.
Right.
So the ability to rotate your players out like that and get fresh legs out there is such a different story as we move into highlighting, who made the difference for Bryan. You're going to see that this is such a different story.
I'll point this difference out, too. We will look at the minutes, and with you saying that, 27, 12, 31, 33, 21. That's their starters' minutes.
Yeah.
With a 30 minutes off the bench for Chintrell Taylor, who also he played a heck of a game. He should have been out there for 30. 13, 22, 8, and 4. Go Bryan here. 34, 33, 24, 35, 35. 9, 8, and 21 from Khalil DA.
Yeah.
And when you play a game that up and down and that fast, you're going to wear a team out like that. It was just an old-fashioned just wear their legs down, and that's what I won't say that's what they did because I thought Bryan really fought. I thought they kind of still looked fresh towards the end, well conditioned, but you almost kind of have to look and think. I mean, is that what kind of happened?
Yeah, they weren't gassing the lines out by any means, but like I said, the ability to rotate 10 guys into the game that you can trust off the bench to go in and make a difference, not only just kind of hold things at bay, but to actually score the ball. I mean, the leading scorer for point on the season and in this game is R.J. Selman, who doesn't even start.
Mm-hmm.
So that's such a weapon for them to have. So let's move into Bryan real quickly before we close out, and to who made the difference on the court for Bryan tonight.
Through the points, Ian Johnson, 23 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, which is big because there was time in the second half where I was like, he's about to take over this game, and it was because he 2 couple steals, a 3. I'm like, okay, like this, he's back. Mulaski just couldn't miss in the first half, and he didn't really look for a shot as much in the second half, which part of it was because Ian was just hot.
Yeah.
Gene Holmes with a silent 16 tonight. I thought that he's
like that all the time.
Right, and it's just always silent. I thought he really dominated the game. I really thought he took control of the rock. I just thought he played really well. No, how many turnovers did he have? I don't think he had 4 turnovers. Okay, he turned the ball over a little bit, but I thought as much as he handles the ball, 4 turnovers, and in 33 minutes isn't the worst thing in the world.
No, and that's a good point. Both of these teams rank in the top 5 in defense in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Point only had 12 turnovers, and Bryan only had 11. So either their defenses didn't hold up to how we thought they would, because there was a lot of points scored in this contest, or their offenses really had a response.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think some of those turnovers you see too, add the travels in.
Yeah.
You got to add the unforced errors, and I would say just they really both defenses only forced 5 to 6 turnovers each, maybe. And I think the offenses really just had a good game plan going into the night. I think the offenses both had really good nights, and it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday night in December, and you never know what's going to happen.
Just kind of where the chips lay this time.
Yeah.
It was nonetheless a good contest, and we thank you for tuning in here to this broadcast here in Dayton, Tennessee. Point University wins this one 82-76. Thank you once again for tuning in. I'm Grayson Whaley with Camden Fuquay. God bless and good night.